but what was amazing was the way you picked yourself up, you learnt how to play football. Can you just take us through, and we are limited a little bit by time, but through your time at Middlesbrough and your transition to gain a signature with one of the most famous clubs in the world?
Well, when the fog cleared, I was hiding from the manager. The players were supporting me, but it came down to a fundamental that I was in a business where the ball was God. And I looked at the soccer ball and realised it's a perfect object and it doesn't make mistakes. And the more you use it, the less mistakes you make. So I scientifically, if you like, set about to say, well, how do I dribble? How do I pass? How do I shoot? And I set up little skill games with garbage cans, and I dribble in and out, left foot, right foot, and if I touch the garbage can, go back to the start. And I'd do that 20 times, 30 times, left foot, right foot. Again, I painted goals on the wall, and I'd hit the crosses on the wall 5, 10, 20 times. If I didn't do it, I'd be there for 5, 6 hours. If I did do it, I'd be there for 3 or 4 hours before I had lunch and then after dinner. So if you do that long enough, then all of a sudden the fundamentals come and you actually do get better at dribbling, at shooting, at passing. And because I wasn't allowed to play at the club, I would play with the little kids in the street on the way home. You know, the little scruffy kids in the back of behind Essen Park. Essen Park's not there now. So I would do anything, right? You know, and the thing is, I had one job in life, and that was to be a better soccer player at night than when I woke up in the morning. And I used to put a cross on the wall, right, saying, I've done that. And if I cheated, meaning cheated, I didn't do one of my exercises or homework, I used to hate myself internally. Say I only trained for 4 hours a day rather than 8. Right, I'd come home and, you know, I'd beat myself up. I'd call myself a coward and all of that stuff. And I'd do all of these psychology tricks with myself to get back out there in the mud and the rain, right, like an idiot. They used to call me, you know, the kangaroo, the idiot in the car park, because I had sort of like beach blonde hair. I was a surfer kid. I had the ringlets, the rasta and all of that, and they thought I was a madman.
How did you go from then forcing your way into the Middlesbrough lineup to attracting the attention of Liverpool?
Well, one day there was a whole series of injuries at the club, and they were going to forfeit a match, a Middlesbrough senior match, reserve team match. And they said, well, what about the kangaroo in the car park? And everyone said, no, he's crap, he's no good, you can't use him. And they said, well, all he has to do is be on the bench. So anyway, I came on, right, we were getting beat, it was 0-0 at half-time, and I actually scored 3 goals. And they said, he's not crap, he's all right, right, because I scored a shot, a volley and a header. But for the last 18 months, I've been practicing 8 hours a day, you know, shot volleys and headers, you know, so that's how you get better. And I'm shocked that everyone's missed the point, you know, and often I've said is kids are lazy, and, you know, they don't get out and play like we used to play. And like, you know, you talk about Bobby Charlton and Jack Charlton, the candle lights and the street lights. That culture's also gone in England. You know, it exists in Brazil and Argentina and the barrios still, where there's real poverty and hunger. But it's gone in our modern MTV, PlayStation,
Most
iPhone,
Western nations,
society. You know, that grassroots, small game culture is gone. You know, so that's why I'm so passionate about grassroots and youth soccer, is because your job is to be a better soccer player. On a daily basis, otherwise why are you bothering?
Craig, can I just touch on your Liverpool journey? You know, how much did it mean to you? You retired at 27. Can you just take us through that?
Well, when you have a dream, you don't ever think you'll reach your dream. And then one day, Souness was one of the guys that used to pay me to clean the car and the boots. And he'd gone from Middlesbrough to Liverpool, and one day he phoned and said, you've done incredibly well, you know, for an idiot in the car park, because I was playing in the Middlesbrough first team. He said, and Bob Paisley asked me if I had a genuine player with a big heart that will run forever. He said, I've mentioned your name. Then Bob Paisley phoned, and funnily enough, so did Brian Clough in the same week, because it's just before the transfer, and Nottingham Forest had just won the league. So I had a choice between Nottingham Forest and Liverpool. In fact, there was an article in the Sun newspaper that said 12 want the kangaroo, and the 12 best clubs in England were actually chasing my signature. So in 2.5 years from what Charlton said, which he wasn't wrong, You know, I'm not beating up on Jack Charlton. It's just the way you said it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't speak like that to kids.
Exactly.
And to actually sign, I was the most expensive player in Britain when Liverpool signed me. And you can imagine, you know, Liverpool with Dalglish and Souness and Hansen. You know, I come from northern New South Wales, Spears Point, Bullaroo, for goodness sake, and now I'm at Anfield, and Kenny Dalglish is saying, "Hi, son." I couldn't understand a word he said, but he said, "Here's your shirt," you know, and I put the strip on. I was standing in front of the mirror, right? For the first game I played was a reserve game, and I was mesmerised. And they said, "What are you doing?" And I just couldn't believe here was that kid that was, you know, even by Burrigal High School standards, wasn't the best by any means, with a Liverpool strip, a proper strip, not one you buy in a shop. And real boots with real studs, you know. Anyway.
I implore you to come back. We really just literally have run out of time, but it's been a fascinating chat. It was an amazing night on Friday night.
And welcome back, to Australian football.
Thank you.
And welcome home.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Craig.
Thank you.